All right. Are we in readiness?
We're ready.
We are.
You're ready.
Ready.
Ready already. Okay.
I'm ready.
What is your question, young Caleb?
For inspirational words, it says, when you take a long rest, clear all unspent tokens.
So there are some like domain cards where after you finish a long rest, you get to put a number of tokens on it, usually equal to whatever the relevant like ability score or personality trait modifier is. And those represent the amount of uses you get for that ability during that day. So when you go to rest, they're not like cell phone mist. They don't roll over from day to day. So you end up clearing them before they refresh. So that's what that means. Let's see. Anyone else have any questions?
No, I must.
Well, I have a bunch.
All right.
So we had taken a long rest when we left off last. Now we have some notion of what some people were doing during their long rest.
Yes.
Garrick was busy getting his armor repaired and clearing stress or something like that.
Armor and much more.
Yes.
Getting his hammer polished.
Yeah. And let's see. Barnacle, I believe he had gone off to a tavern with like a young friend that he'd made and was getting dinner there. You had been told that you were supposed to toss your shoes over like a laundry line at the entrance.
Yes.
But did you actually have any shoes?
I don't think so, no.
Oh. So when your day is finally done and you're leaving the tavern at the end of the night.
Technically I do. Do like half shoes?
Half shoes?
They don't cover like this. Pretty much, they don't cover the end of my feet.
Oh, so that you can still swim?
Yeah, well, if I do swim, yes. But I don't like water.
That is very strange for a frog.
I agree.
What a strange
That's one of those things.
creature you
He
are.
fears water and will not swim.
What do you imagine happened to Barnacle that he's trepidatious of water?
I'm pretty sure he can breathe underwater, so yeah, can breathe and move naturally underwater. So I was gonna say someone tried to drown him, but you can't because he can breathe underwater.
Yeah, he's amphibious. What about? I
I
wonder.
think a crocodile tried to eat him in the water, and
Yeah, I feel like that makes sense.
or a giant eel or something tried to eat him.
Oh shit! Yeah,
Like
Electric eel, yeah.
that'd be a good reason to stay out of the water.
Because I was able to get away.
The moray eel. That's why you don't have a tail anymore. It got bitten off when you were still a tadpole.
That's a moray.
So I cleared stress and increased my hope.
Okay, excellent. So, would anyone else have any sort of ideas about what sort of little treats the pixies at this tavern that he went to might have left in his little half shoes?
Dead flies.
Thumbtacks.
He's a frog, so I'm saying flies.
Honey, something sticky.
Oh yeah, that's awesome.
So when you get back and you're able to reclaim your little sandals, you find that someone has stuffed down inside of it to make like a little pouch. It looks like some linen napkins, and inside the linen napkins, you do find some treats in there. It looks like little round balls. They almost remind you of when you were a young lad. Except these don't seem to have any of the telltale signs of being frog roe. Instead, they look like maybe they're some sort of candy. So, you got some little candy balls.
Eat it.
Possible
there.
candy balls.
Eat it.
Not yet. Here, I got one of these. Garrick, you should try one. Next time I see you.
I know will be. What is that?
It's a little piece of candy. They were pretty good.
I just had breakfast. But
You can have one later. Here,
Yeah.
I give you one, and I give...
I do
Marlo.
not eat.
What's her name again?
Marlo.
Marlo, you don't know what they are.
You weren't there.
You weren't there.
It's just
I do not eat frog candy.
It's not frog candy.
Go
Out
away.
at the tavern.
Go away. When I need you, I'll call for you.
Oh shit.
Okay. When you do, you'd better have the money. I expect my handful of gold paid before I have to do anything.
You will be paid.
So, Garrick feels a slap on his ass as he's wandering off,
I don't think that was Marlo.
and
not this morning.
Lassa says, and Lassa swaggers up beside you and says, "Hey, you're still walking, huh?"
Little saddle sore, but for the better.
Yeah. All right. Well, I guess you better get going. I don't make breakfast or anything, but if you want to eat out,
Stop by again.
sure.
I'll see you when I'm back in town.
All right. Sounds like a plan, man. Take it easy.
Uh,
And Marla, what sort of accommodations would you have found yourself put up in for the night?
She would have found the best room in the place and taken that over, whether anybody liked it or not, and prepared for the next day, I guess, by studying her magic
Her spell books or whatever?
Yeah. She's already full on hope, so it's not really that much for her to do, and she didn't have stress, so she's chilling.
You spent all the handful of gold you already got. For your,
I think we talked about we were going to pair together so you can get an extra hope.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Did the old Dragon Ball fusion thing?
Yep.
Nice.
Like was that it? Yeah. yeah.
Very good. Cool. So let's see, where are we at?
No doubt. No
Winter
doubt.
Twin powers activate.
Hopefully more useful.
Yeah. A bucket of coal.
I'm going to be water.
So when the morning comes around, you hear a very excited knocking at your door,
I open it up.
and you see it's that little kid from before, Fidget, and like, "Hey, Mister, are you?" And they're looking right at you, and you're like, "Are you up?
Not yet.
Well, hurry up! We got adventure and stuff to do."
Well, I need to head out to find the white flame arcanist.
Oh, Granny.
Stick. Yes.
I specifically did it for you.
Oh, Granny White Flame.
Oh, do you know her?
Oh yeah.
Can you show me where she is? An adventure to her.
Well, I mean, I suppose I could. What's in it for me?
I have these little candies.
Oh, sweet! He like takes handful, and he just like, it's almost like watching Landon with a jar of cookies in front of him. He just like crams them all in at once with like both hands, and it's like, "Oh, real good. Oh, come on."
Let's go.
He just grabs your hand, and it's all sticky now, because these things are like, it's like kind of like, those little water beads. Mm-hmm. It's kind of like that, except they're full of honey.
Nice.
So yeah, and he's got like honey dribbling down their chin, and
I pop one of them in my mouth and let's go.
all right. So come down. When you make your way down, having finished your morning rituals, and some very polite and well-mannered pixies served you your morning breakfast, which would have consisted of what, like pastries or
Yeah, pastries.
pastries. Were you coffee or tea drinker? What are you thinking?
Should be tea.
Tea.
Yeah.
All right. You
With milk.
very
Which way?
very fancy.
Yeah.
Excellent.
That's right, isn't it? Mm-hmm. Okay.
Yeah. So you all managed to congregate down where you had presumably mentioned you would congregate in the morning, and Fidget is happy to show you the route over to Granny White Flame's place, and you hear Granny White Flame, and you're like, no, that's the White Fire Arcanist. So the locals, apparently they're not ones for formality.
She's got a constant stick up her ass.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yep. Let's see here.
I'll join them after breakfast and.
Okay. What's your breakfast fare look like?
About 4 eggs, some bacon, some sausage, some kind of like rolls and bread, and a nice morning ale.
Hell yeah. All right. Cool. Let's see.
Should have had that.
So around town, you can see that the locals from around here are actually preparing for some sort of a festival. I think you heard someone mention it the day before. It's apparently the first Moss Festival, whereas they're going to have their basically getting all their first harvest of the spring. So they're looking forward to being able to have like fresh fruits and whatnot coming in. So they're pretty excited about that. So, well, Fidget seems to forget that you guys actually have some place to be. So they keep trying to show you around and talk to you about like attractions in town. Like apparently there's some sort of a spinning wheel full of magical teacups that goes all through the tree limbs and whatnot that they're interested in. And it's only when you encounter your elf friend from the day before. I think the name was Halathon. He sees
The druid.
Yeah, the druid. He sees Marlowe looking somewhat nonplussed by this childish exuberance. He says, yes, if you're looking for the Arcanist, she'll be south of town across the farmlands, and it'll be the largest sablewood tree on the south side of the farmlands. And her home is singularly interesting. It is suspended from a tree limb by a rope. It's very difficult to miss. I have little doubt you'll have any trouble locating it with your prowess.
Thank you. Is there anything else that we should know about our trip that we should be aware of?
No, it should be a fairly peaceable journey for you, I imagine, but the Arcanist is quite busy. But given how far you've all traveled, I'm sure she'll be more than hospitable. We would be lost without her, so whatever your business is, if any harm comes to her, you have all of Hush to answer to. But I suppose that's no issue for someone who carries the mark of nobility on her.
Tell him that there's no fear of that. We are just here to deliver a package, and that is it.
Very good. Well, her home is protected by a powerful ward, the same ones that protect Hush from the dangers of Sablewood.
Well, it should not impede us then.
Yeah.
Right.
Let's not forget the package when we go.
Well, let's go see Granny White Flame.
Let's go.
All right. So the child ends up running off when they find out that you're actually intending to go and do boring grown-up business.
Okay, I was about to run him off.
We can always use a human shield.
All right.
Yeah. Well, they're about barnacles height, so they wouldn't be much of a shield.
If you
Maybe
pick him up
a
by the scruff
buckler.
of the neck and hold him in front of you, they
You
will.
only have to run faster than the child.
Yes.
Fidget kind of scowls at Garrick and is like, I don't think I like you. You're a jerkhead.
Yeah,
I agree with you.
And they just kind of do like they would to an umpire that they're unhappy with, and just kind of kick dirt on your shoes and then run off.
I just kind of tap my shoes together, unduff them, and
Oh, you guys find your way back to back to where you had stabled your carriage and horse overnight. The payload is still inside. So
I guess somebody should have been guarding that. Oh well. Would have been smart.
you guys are professionals.
Yeah.
So you guys make your way past the homes in the village, through the farmlands of Hush. You see a variety of crops that have begun to cultivate a thin layer of glowing blue moss over the top of their fruits and vegetables. And it reminds you kind of the kind of glowing fruits that you had seen in the Sablewood previously. So you're wondering if maybe they use that as some sort of a fertilizer or growth aid for them. But you can see that the fruits and vegetables almost kind of pulse with a soft blue light, almost like a heartbeat as you guys go past. Among the thriving groves, you notice that the sablewood trees in this area have hundreds of unique faces carved into them on all sides, with the eyes peering in all directions. Finally, after about an hour's worth of travel...
Do the eyes follow you when you walk by?
They don't seem to follow you. They do seem to be carvings.
Yeah.
Are the faces happy, or are they screaming in torment?
There's lots of different emotions. There's like some faces are goofy, others are stern, some are filled with wonder. So yeah, it seems to be a rather eclectic number of faces, and they don't all seem to have been carved by the same hand either. Like there's definitely different art styles that you're seeing as you travel.
I see one that was probably drawn by Fidget.
What do you think a face drawn by Fidget would look like?
Probably half done. Goofy face that wasn't finished.
Is it kind of like the whole town's pitching in for the festival? And
Kind of, sort of. The festival's mostly back in the kind of Ewok, like tree village thing they've got going on.
Okay.
This area out here is mostly farmland outside of the town,
Gotcha.
off on the south side of it.
Did we already pass the barrier or not yet? Is it still encompassed by the barrier?
You're outside the barrier of the town itself at this
Okay.
point. Yeah, because there's like
The thing that
there's like 4 pillars, one at each corner of the town. These wards that help to keep the creatures out, because you don't want the thistle folk or the Strix wolves or anything like that coming into town, eating people's pets or
People.
small children.
And the Arcanist area is also guarded with the same kind of...
You don't know; they're well outside of town.
Oh, okay.
they said there's a ward, but
said there's a
we don't
ward,
know
yeah.
what type.
Yep. So after about an hour's worth of travel, you do spy one tree, taller than all the rest, that bears the Arcanist's home. It's almost like a giant overripe fruit, and it's hanging from a braid of rope about as big around as a giant's forearm. And the rope is tied, it's looped over a massive branch, and then it's got a counterweight that's the size of basically like a cabin-sized boulder down at ground level that's holding it in place at the base of the tree. And you can see that the stone is marked with a collection of symbols around the tree. And from up above, you can see that there's windows in this sort of suspended tree house that kind of flash with gentle pulses of golden and greenish light. So what all would you guys like to do?
So, basically, her home is cut into a tree? She was like
No, let me see.
Suspended.
I was hanging. up
hanging.
there.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, let
It's
me
the fruit
see if I
itself?
can show you a picture of
How
this.
high is it up?
Yeah. So it's not... Oh, it's the fruit hanging from the tree that's her...
Yeah.
Do we?
Yeah,
see?
I'll show you a picture. Just a moment. Screen snipper, go. Where did it go? Where'd you go? There we go.
All right.
Okay.
So it look like that. So yeah, this you guys are about like half the height of this boulder, maybe?
Oh, so we can't reach the bottom of the...
I'm a quarter of the height of the boulder.
Correct. Yeah, so it is way bigger than all of you.
It's in the shade, though.
It is definitely in the shade.
Is the door like on the bottom of it? Or is it up, kind of more up on the side there that's facing me?
It looks like this whole place was designed for someone who can fly. There are doors and windows, but they're all way up yonder.
I guess I will look around to see if there is any obvious
Doorbell?
or first getting up there, like some sort of built-in way for going up there.
Do what?
Well, I mean, it is a very big tree.
Just climb it.
You could try climbing the rope. You could climb.
Definitely try climbing the rope. I want to see this.
No, not gonna happen.
I could toss you up there.
No.
Frog toss. Well, he's a frog. He should be
I
able to
mean,
do
if
that.
you can try, you might get a dagger in the throat.
In that case, I will look around and see if there is some like a
Well, that's why I
bell,
said it
gun,
beforehand.
some method
With consent, of
alerting
course.
the
I mean, if I need to get up there, I'm just gonna
Okay.
night walk.
Or
Go
could
ahead and
you frog hop? That high?
see here.
A shadow step. I have to.
What do y'all have?
Oh, give me an instinct check.
I made sure he didn't hear, or she didn't hear, so I kind of want to see her try climbing.
I got a 6 with hope.
Nice.
And let's see here, instinct.
Plus 2.
It's +2.
Maybe. I don't know. Mine's 0. Never mind.
Yeah, it's +2. So 8 with instinct. With 8 with hope.
8 with hope. You're looking around and you don't see any obvious way of being able to contact whoever lives up there. But as you guys are like making noise down here, kind of discussing, ideas, like you're talking about putting a dagger in Garrick's throat if he tries tossing you and whatnot, you do hear a voice from up high call out to you. Let's see here.
Do I see the front door? Or what looks like the main entrance?
Not yet, you don't, but you do see a figure moving around up there. And let me bring up their artwork here so I can display it for you.
I kind of want to go say hi, but I don't want to get stabbed or magicked or blasted off.
Okay. All right. So you see an older looking fairy.
Can we turn that lamp off?
Oh, that light's in your eyes?
Well, no. No, it's okay. There's a
We can
little bit of
turn
glare.
it off if you want, but
I'm trying to think. There's a little bit of a glare off in that corner.
it's coming off of Caleb's glasses.
Oh,
Because he's an anime villain and you just don't realize it yet.
He's just doing the thing.
okay.
Gendo Akari.
It's coming off this light right here.
Oh,
Yeah.
very realistic effect. And so from up there, you see this sort of elderly-looking fairy, and she's got a couple of antennae coming off her forehead, and she's sort of holds out a staff over the edge that has a lantern drooping off an end of it, and she says, oh, step into my light, won't you? I'd like a better look at you. What's all the racket down there?
Marlo will step into the light.
And so it's casting kind of like a cone of light down there, and when you step into it, you feel like you've been seen.
I've been scanned.
You feel like you're being scanned. Not probed, just scanned.
That's right.
And he says, oh, you must be the one that was sent by little Karina, aren't you?
Indeed, we have a delivery.
Okay, very good, very good. Well, just a moment then, and you see even though the cable is looped around the branch several times, it just seems to like somehow unspool, even though that doesn't really make any sense, and it's just like the branch sort of moves, and it just goes do 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 until it's down at ground level, and once it's lowered itself all the way, you can see that this fairy, she's very tall. She's like 7 feet tall.
Oh,
And from within her robes, you almost see like this soft pulsing light coming from like the train of her gown, almost, and it kind of reminds you of like a firefly, like a firefly's thorax, glowing. Huh?
Is it white?
Well, she's wearing a lot of gold-colored robes, Caleb. So no, it does not look white.
white for her hair.
Her hair is very white too. Yes, she has her hair pulled back in a kind of a messy bun.
Not living up to her name.
All right, so are those hands like insectoid hands?
They're mostly like AI hands, I think.
Oh, okay.
Sorry, I'm not an artist.
Oh, okay. So this is not a
No,
Okay.
Actual. Okay.
no, because fairies in my world don't look like fairies from Daggerheart.
Okay, gotcha. All right.
But so her expressions are a little bit difficult to read. You can tell that she's old, but she is still spry. And she says, "Oh, so you're the ones that little Karina sent from the capital. Oh my, aren't you all adorable and rather late, I must say. But come on, come in." And so she lowers her home for all of you guys to get inside, and you notice that the inside of the treehouse is surprisingly spacious. If Erin was here, she would probably comment that it seems like it's larger on the inside.
I was thinking the same thing.
Yeah. You can see at the main room is a crowd of potion bottles, spell books, runes, and plants. It's got all sorts of small little creatures in it, from like friendly-looking spiders to birds with very ornate plumage, to there's even like a little frog butler in here. And upon seeing you, they just give a dignified nod.
I nod back.
Yeah. So no one could really classify this place as being messy, but it's pretty clear that if anybody moved anything in here an inch, you have the feeling that this sweet but quite possibly neurotic old fairy lady would probably take notice of it. So, yes.
That was my plan.
Well, you're not going to know what happens until you do something.
Slipped into your pocket.
Marla's going to explain that we brought the package, and does she have a way of getting it into her home, or where does she want the package?
We're getting out of the carriage.
It's still in the carriage, yeah.
No, I'm carrying it.
Can he carry it?
Yeah.
Is it not?
I thought it's massive.
No, it's whatever it is. It's big. It's like,
okay. I thought
it's like about this tall, about this wide.
So it's filling up
about like this tall.
It's filling up the entire back of the carriage.
Yeah, like you guys weren't quite bottoming out the shocks in the carriage, but it was riding low.
Okay.
And that was with you guys walking.
Right.
That was with you guys. Well, Marlo doesn't weigh much. I mean,
I don't either, so I was on it too.
Get.
Garrick was the only one walking.
no, he was driving.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Because everyone was riding.
Yeah. Slackers.
Yep, true.
Yes.
I looked underneath. Come on, Garrick. There's all these marks on the bottom of the wagon going over rocks.
Yeah.
Should have been more careful.
Hey.
And I apologize.
At least
we do not know.
At least the package is not damaged or harmed.
Okay.
We have no idea what is in
as
the
we know.
package. We're just here.
We don't know what's in it.
Says, well, let's get a better look at it inside the light. And she kind of cracks her fingers, and then she just kind of goes like this, and you see her home just sort of like seems to blossom, and like the walls fold outwards, the roof folds upwards, and you're actually able to drive the carriage into her living room, and then the carriage itself. And you're not sure the carriage is supposed to do this because it was clearly made by humans and not by fairies, but the carriage seems to blossom open as well, and it just seemingly unfolds, and the wheels it's almost like it's a bug, or maybe like a deer kind of like bowing down. The carriage just sort of genuflects and drops its inner floor down to the level of her home, and
Interesting.
so she hurries over to it and begins picking at the knot, and it almost seems like the rope that was tying it together just sort of comes like it's almost like it just like frays beneath her lightest touch and it's unmade, and then she pulls back the cloth wrappings covering it, and inside Duchess Karina's package, you can see that it is a massive stone with the face of a dryad carved into it. And Marlowe, you recognize this as the keystone of the main city gate.
The main city gate from
Ken Karanok. It's the keystone over the main gate into Ken Karanok.
Would I know what would happen if you removed that keystone?
Usually,
Yes, you do. So
That's what I was thinking, yeah.
Yeah, so you recognize this keystone to the cap to the city's main archway, and Granny White Flame nods sagely as soon as she sees it, saying, "Of course, the Duchess would keep this delivery secret if anyone knew your city was no longer warded. Well, I imagine some of the less reputable folk in the Sablewood would try to conquer it before the next sunrise, wouldn't they?" Mm. And so with this ominous warning, she starts to...
I was going to glance at Barnacle.
Yeah. No wonder he got sent with us.
Yeah.
She says, all right, well, let's close this back up for now. And she starts folding it back up, and you see the ropes that were securing it just seem to like re-knit themselves, almost like it was putting in reverse the what she was doing earlier.
All right, so since I don't know this, me, not my character, but so now that the keystone's been removed, the city's no longer warded. Does that mean what does that mean actually?
So it's not uncommon for major cities and settlements that are as close to the Feywild as Ken Karanok is to have various types of wards to keep unsele creatures and other things like that from being able to overrun civilization with their wild energy.
Okay.
So.
What I don't know is how did the front gate not fall down when they took it out? They replaced it with a different one that looks similar?
That is entirely possible. You didn't notice anything when you left.
So if we're out in the wilds, the Feywilds, and we're just like camping in the middle of the night in the Feywilds, is there like a risk of like something like the Feywilds like doing some sort of thing to us?
Potentially.
All right. Okay.
You so you do know that that Karina Rowan, she and her older brother Niall, grew up in the Feywild, in apparently a domain known as Prismere, and in spite of the fact that they're both born human, they definitely have qualities of the Fey about them. Like Karina she still looks like, it's been many years since they returned from there. They founded an entire duchy themselves, and it's been many years since that. And she still looks quite youthful, despite that. So yeah, the Feywild definitely had some sort of an effect upon the two of them. And granted, they were there for roughly 16 years in the real world.
Okay, so you've been using some of the same names, so I'll make this clear. This is actually the same world the last campaign was in.
Correct.
All right. I thought you were just reusing the names. I didn't realize we're
No.
the same world. All right.
Nope.
Gotcha. All right. Gotcha.
Mm-hmm. Yep, same world.
Yeah.
That's why the fairies in this world do not look like bugs.
Makes sense.
And why there's no robot men.
All right.
So,
Yet.
Like
an artificer one time that starts making them.
Oh no. Let's see. So, She says, well, we should probably bundle this back up and get back on our way. We need to travel to the open veil to revitalize the ward, but such an effort of magic is going to attract dangerous creatures from the darkest reaches of Sablewood. I'll need all your help to protect me so that I can complete the ritual. I'm getting a bit on in years, in case you haven't.
Okay,
In
wait.
case you couldn't tell.
Not at all.
So you need the capstone to do what again?
The ward upon this. She says, can you not see how faded it's become, Marlowe?
Yes. So you want to use the capstone from the city to replace the ward on the town here?
No. She says I've realized that you're more of a night owl than an early bird, but your city, the ward upon Kincaranok has to be refreshed periodically.
Oh, I got you.
So that is why all of you have brought the stone bearing the ward here, that I might recharge it, because I'm such a gracious fairy.
Gotcha.
You don't look a day over 40.
Aren't you a sweetie? And she just sort of taps your cheek, and her hands are actually kind of cold and clammy.
Yes. Odd, but
Yes.
He's enjoying it.
Yeah. He says, very well. Well, I suppose we should fold this back up then. And it's almost like she's conducting, and you see the carriage rise back up to its normal height, and the sides of it fold back in, and it within about a minute or so it looks the same as it did before.
And where are we taking the?
Fair enough.
Well, where did she say we're taking it to enchant it?
We're taking it to the open veil. It's the one area within Sablewood that is open to the stars. So it's a bit of a long journey. So if there's any provisions you wish to take from my home to tide you over there on the way back, we can make sure that you don't go getting any rumblies in your tumblies.
Yeah, let's look. Let's see if we can get some food. And do they have like healing? Yeah, healing potions. So, do you have any healing potions we can take with us?
Oh, I'm sure I have a few around here
All right.
somewhere. He says she goes to a cabinet and opens it up, and a bunch of moths fly out. You see some spiders scurry out of it. She says, no, I'm not doing anything with your eggs. It's fine. He says, here we go, and she pulls out like a little box. It looks like kind of like a wooden 6-pack container almost, and she dusts off. She says, "Oh, it's just pollen. Don't be dramatic." It says, "Achoo."
I know.
It says, the labels seem to have fallen off. I've got this one's green. This one is red, and then this one is blue. What are your experiences, by the way?
Like her experiences?
Yeah.
I think she would probably. I mean, it's like a magical related thing. I think she would be able to identify them by the color.
Okay.
Yeah.
Go ahead and let's see. Give me.
What about the experience?
Go ahead.
Is she or
Yeah, he's got. I think you're one of your experiences is court wizard, isn't it?
Oh, I got you. Let's see here.
Court mage.
Royal mage.
Royal mage.
Not on my watch. Yeah. So she is a royal mage. So she is, of course, very familiar with potions and all that kind of stuff.
All right. So she says, why don't you take care of these, dear Marlowe? So you look over them. You can tell immediately that the red one is obviously a health potion. The green one looks like it's
stamina.
what?
Stamina?
I would assume, but there's not stamina in this game.
Right.
stamina clears stress?
Yeah,
The stamina potions clear stress.
correct.
It's one stamina.
Yeah, and then the blue one,
Mana.
that looks like a mana potion. So,
There isn't any. Well,
Yeah.
is there mana?
well, if I don't know if any of his things have tokens
recover.
on them, so you might be able to.
Oh.
Might be the sort of thing that allows you to replenish
Yeah, he does.
some tokens, possibly.
So it's missing half his potions? Or is there 2 of each?
No, there was only 3 of them left in there. Well, actually, I'm sorry. There were 2 reds,
2 reds.
a green and a
Red's
blue.
a green and blue.
Yep.
Cover token.
Yep.
All right.
Did you want any? Did you want any like?
the brunt of damage and attacking things?
You can take one of the blue ones.
Did you want a dry erase one?
Oh, this is not gonna work. I got a dry erase here. I can.
Oh, okay.
All right. So, of course.
The melee characters have the green or the red.
Yeah.
You
Of
probably
course.
take the blue.
Yeah. Exactly. Yeah.
And then the green, I guess, can go to after battle if someone needs it. Because we all already have 1 green.
1 green. What do you mean?
In your inventory, don't you have a green stamina
Oh,
potion?
I didn't realize that.
No, I have a minor health potion in mine.
Oh, so
Everyone has different.
I
Yeah.
have stamina. What do you have?
Where's it at?
Under inventory?
Or under active armor?
Right under inventory. You should.
Oh, there we go. Minor stamina.
Yeah, so we have a stamina, you have a
Health.
So I don't need the stamina, so I'm gonna add. So I will add
So
a.
you can take a health and a mana, give him a stamina, I'll take a health, and we all have 2. Well, you have 3, but
What? I could use another health potion.
1.
Don't be greedy.
I'm gonna take 1 mana.
don't be greedy.
Greedy. You're the people
So you got a health.
away and shooting from a distance.
You got a health.
I don't run away. I run towards them. Well, I flash towards them.
Where's this?
So what am I getting?
A minor stamina potion. I'm assuming it clears 1d4 health. Just for a minor health
Yeah,
potion.
probably all 1d4.
Seems reasonable.
Minor health is 1d4. Is it on
That's
mine?
So
This is really weird. It's like the interface of. The interface of Roll20 is missing some stuff for me. Oh god, what happened?
So I got a minor stamina.
And so what have you got now?
I have a minor stamina, minor health. He has a minor stamina, minor health.
Yep.
You have a minor stamina, minor health, and mana.
Yes. Yes. Okay.
This is really weird.
None of us really have mana that we can use other than you, so.
Yeah, I'm saying just put those back if I take them. Yeah. Be 1d4. Also, I could potentially get both of those back using it.
Yeah.
All right, cool.
Sorry, I'm dealing with technical difficulties here.
So we've got some.
And
Do they do food? We haven't been keeping track of food or anything like.
and stamina clears
1d4.
stress.
Yeah, 1d4 stress. So
While you're doing that, I'm gonna go get a drink of water.
Okay, I'm trying to figure out why I don't have a zoom. I don't have the ability to zoom the map in or out anymore on this damn thing. What's going on?
control plus, control minus.
Yeah, I don't want to do that because it doesn't work properly in Roll20.
Oh,
All right, you get off the screen for now. That's enough, you fairy. Okay, well at least this one still has it. No, that's weird. Huh. All right.
so I will. I'll wait for him to get back before I continue.
Yes, you will. Better.
Yep. So I'll have to clean that.
Huh?
That doesn't erase it all.
Well, no, it's a permanent marker.
All right.
That's its whole point. Yeah, I'll use permanent marker sometimes because you can erase permanent marker if you just run it
Yep.
over with
Mark over it with this, and then use the thing, and it'll come off.
Yeah, I actually have
Like that.
And then
I've actually got some larger ones just for that purpose.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, let me get them for you.
I was just thinking I could get some water later.
no.
Oh, he's back, so we can do that later.
You made me get up for nothing.
Yes, I did.
It was all part of his plan.
Yes, just to
Damnation.
waste your time, just because I enjoy doing it.
Oh, here you are.
Here it is.
Yeah, I got some of these like ultra plus magnum size dry erase markers for when we need to
Magnum
erase stuff.
size.
These are dry erase markers? Oh, cool.
Yep.
All right, so I'm going to ask the fairy if she has anything else that would be useful that we should probably take along.
Oh, how many rations did we take for our travels?
We haven't been keeping track of them.
We don't really keep track of those.
Enough to survive the trip, plus a couple extra in case it's longer.
Correct. She says, "Oh, you don't need to worry about that. The wilderness can provide. We'll be fine."
Yeah.
What did you do?
What have
clean it later.
What have you done?
I'll clean it later. I'll clean.
Oh, the Lord.
It'll be fine.
All right. So, on the directions from the Arcanist, your carriage travels for quite a few hours before it pulls into a mysterious clearing in the shape of a perfect circle. The only area in all of Sable you've seen so far without trees to blot out the sky. This is the open veil. So, what things do you imagine would be in the open veil?
Okay, so I'm imagining
Clear sky?
clear sky. You can see the stars, and then we're in a mostly green field with tons of flowers. So this is the only place that the sun gets down to it, so it's just like overflowing with flowers everywhere.
Indeed.
Yeah.
Yep, that sounds pretty good to me. So as you guys are taking in the beauty of this place, she kind of gets a little bit whimsical as she's looking around. She says, "Oh, this place is where I first forged the ward pillars that reside on all four corners of Hush. The same ones that keep the village safe. This is where I perfected the runestone ritual that guards Ken Karanak as well." She says, that was a tough one. I almost died in that ritual. Oh.
I had no idea we were in the presence of somebody so powerful and sophisticated. I must,
She says, where? She looks around, she says, where? You can see them?
she's going to tell her appreciation for all that she's done. And also ask, are you the only person that knows how to do this? Or is there anybody else that can do it? Like, heaven forbid anything happened to her, but, if it did.
Oh, well, I suppose my mistress, Queen Sherelle might, if you were to make a journey, Queen Lancerella might, if you were to journey to her teardrop palace deep in Sherelle. I would imagine Zabilna could do this. Certainly Titania, but you dare not. I'm leery to even speak her name. Must fortune fall upon us? Oh yes, I'm sure that some of my peers could do it. It's just, not all of them have quite as much free time as I do these days. What with goings on in the Feywild and courts of intrigue and whatnot. I like where I live here on the periphery, and I prefer to make nice with my neighbors.
Would I know how long it has been since they've been using these enchanted capstones?
The last time... So you do know that the founding of Kinkaranak, at least in its present day state as a metropolis, it was not always that big. It dates back at least a few decades.
Okay.
And it was through the trials and tribulations of Niall Rowan, when he was carving out his dukedom, along with his wife Elysian and Karina in their group. It was at the culmination of all their adventures and whatnot that they were able to sort of rebuke and push back the unseelie spirits that had dominated this area of Elsamar, of Astoria, and were able to sort of forge a peace that allowed their settlement to grow and prosper.
So we were thinking like 40 years,
Yeah, probably somewhere around 30, 40 years ago.
and as time as wonky here as it is, or is it just normal time?
Well, the further you push into the Sablewood, is the further you find yourselves in the Feywild. So it kind of gets weird
All right.
further you go in, which is part of the reason why it's best to make haste, because we don't want too much time passing back in.
Right, because time passes slower in the Fae.
Typically,
Yeah, okay.
yeah.
What time is it, by the way?
So you guys have been traveling for quite a few hours now. So it's
Past noon?
yes, it's getting close to. It's probably getting close to dusk at this point.
Oh, nice. So it's dark out. Or darkish.
It's getting there.
So
So there will be shadows.
we will rest before
there's a
you
tone.
need to
Yeah.
do this? Or
Yes, exactly. We will do a short rest here in just a moment. So, as you guys are taking in this place and being regaled with stories of some of the local history and whatnot, you notice Granny White Flame's antenna sort of perk up in a disconcerting way at one point, and she says, "Yes, this is." She's looking around the field, like trying to get her bearings and whatnot, and she points to one spot in particular in the very center where you notice there's like a kind of like a ring of mushrooms that has grown up there, and she says, "Ah, yes, this is good. Stop. Yes, right here. Now, all right, Garrick, come and help me. I'm old." And this time she unfolds the carriage as she did at her home, and she stands over the crate humming, and you see her body from under her robes starts to glow brighter and starts to flicker in the gathering twilight. And she says, "I will need about an hour of time to prepare, so all of you enjoy the night air while you can. I suspect we're going to be very busy soon." So, at this point, everyone is going to have the opportunity to take a short rest. So, during a short rest, you can choose up to 2 of the following options. If you have any wounds remaining from before last night, you can tend to your wounds. Another thing you can do is clear stress. You can make armor repairs, and the last thing you can do is prepare. And if you do that, then you can gain a hope. If you collaborate with at least one other person in the party, then each of the 2 people who collaborate on preparations allows each of you to gain 2 hope instead of just 1.
I'm full on hope.
I asked Barnacle, I said, we should check out the surroundings and see where the enemies may most likely be coming from and prepare.
Sure. You hit them high, I'll hit them low.
Okay. And there's also a game master activity for during a short rest. I get to roll a d4.
Did you do the one for the long rest too?
No, because we were just going to keep instead of resetting everyone's hope and fear from last time.
No, for the long rest, you gain a d4 plus the number of PCs of fear. Because we did our long rest activities where we cleared the stress and gained hope.
And
It is true.
prepared my armor and everything.
Yeah.
Oh,
okay.
so you just want to give him more fear?
Yes.
Be helping him? No. Just kidding.
We took very
And you said it was how much?
number of PCs, so 3 plus 1d4.
So 1d4 plus 3?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I guess another 1d4 for the short rest.
I don't like
All right,
when
there's
he's
no
smiling so
there's
much.
there's no point in me rolling another d4 because the lowest value I could get on a d4 would
Be a 1.
fill up put me at max. So
So we're at max fear and we have max hope.
Yeah, I'm just 1 shy of max hope.
So you only had 3,
so you had
got 2.
You had
5.
I had 3,
Yeah, so you have 5.
And then preparations,
I got 2.
Get 2. Okay. All right. Well, that's pretty
I
good.
am full armor, full health.
Yeah, full armor again. So
Yep.
But I mean, do you have anything else you want to do? So you could do another hope thing. You could just.
Well, you can only do
Prepare.
each action a single
one
time.
time.
It looks
said
like.
you could do it twice.
For a half.
Oh, they may choose the same option twice. Oh, okay.
Yeah.
That's,
okay, then I will
Prepare twice.
just continue preparing and look around more and get my.
That's for a short
I'll
rest.
have
Yeah.
All right. So one thing that you discover during your preparations is you notice that the ground in this area is kind of lumpy and uneven.
Poke it with the dagger. Make sure there's nothing hiding under there.
And you find some pieces of like broken pieces of armor and weapons scattered about in various areas, and you get the feeling that maybe at some time in the past there was a battle or something that must have taken place here.
Now, does it look like armor of like maybe any enemies I would remember having seen and know that exist here, or is it more?
So, Garrick is not from around these parts. He's from a distant land known as Kemia, which is much further south across the Silver Sea.
But I've been here for a while, right?
A few years. But looking at like the pieces of like rusted armor and whatnot, you're finding the style of like you find an old helmet. It doesn't look like any sort of modern gear that you would have seen in Karanok, which actually has a formal guard and a that it can call upon. These look a lot more eclectic, almost like a fighting force where that was composed of irregular troops, where it's people bringing what they've got instead of an actual army where everyone
Militia.
is provisioned stuff. So yeah, more like a militia than an army.
Okay.
A group of mercenaries.
Yeah. So
We have to worry about zombies or
Right.
zombies undead
Now, are there any?
rising up and grabbing armor, weapons.
Are there anything in the area where we could stage it to where it would be something that we could hide behind or something if we saw enemies approaching and could take cover?
well, so there's not.
It's kind of, I mean, other than the woods around this area, there's
Yeah, because
open area.
it's like a big clearing. Like these trees that you're seeing in here. This is mostly like shrubs and whatnot, rather than actual
okay.
full trees.
Like those stones down the road along the path, those are too big to move and stuff, right? Or
Yeah, they're pretty big.
okay.
So Granny White Flame is here in pretty much the center of this clearing, and she's sort of like chanting and whatnot, and the stones are like the keystone is like in the kind of like starting to glow a little bit as it becomes darker and darker outside. And let me just write some stuff down here.
Which means there's lots of shadows. Which is good.
Where did my thing go? Just gonna. Where'd my mouse cursor? There we go. All right. As the last bit of sunlight fades and night completely blankets the sablewood, you can hear the Arcanist let out a shrill cry. She says, "The keystone has finally responded. Quickly, surround me. The ritual must begin or I'll lose the pathway. Hurry!" And you can see her body begins glowing brighter and brighter still as her eyes kind of roll backwards into her head, and you see the entire carriage unfolds once more, and the stone inside lifts several feet off the ground, and she's kind of like pirouetting around the stone, just sort of like the legends you've heard about how at the center of the world there's supposedly a great flame and a great crystal that just pirouette around each other endlessly, fueling, life on Elsamar. And so she's like doing her magic thing, and the two of them are just kind of orbiting around each other over top of the opened carriage.
Garrick's like, this is definitely going to draw the attention of anything in the woods.
Mm-hmm.
I hide.
I start surveying the area.
And as you say that, you feel a rumble in the ground as a number of ancient skeletons begin to burst forth from the soil.
Called it.
Surrounding,
I did, yep.
surrounding you.
Zombies. Yeah.
Or skeletons.
Yeah.
And further in the woods, in the distance, you hear a whoo sound. And further off in the woods, you can see like these ghostly green lights glowing amidst the trees, and they're beginning to draw closer.
Marlo, that looks like something you might need to take care of.
I totally want to pull a Luffy. Just go there, get on the shoulders, just push it back down. Stay down. You're not supposed to come out.
You should definitely try that.
That would be kind of awesome. So let me get some of these things on the map here.
All right.
If there's a skeleton nearby me, I'm going to try to kill it before it gets out of the ground.
Oh, what is that?
Something for you to kill.
Doesn't look like a skeleton.
A wraith thistle monster?
You don't know. It looks much bigger than looks certainly much bigger than a thistle folk.
Maybe it's the dad of that thistle folk that ran away.
Could be.
Coming
Could
back
be.
for.
So 4 of these skeletons have busted up out through the ground. In addition, you see these big glowing apparitions emerging from the woods. These things look like they're about like 10 feet tall and just vaguely humanoid shaped with these terrible crowns upon their heads and glowing yellow eyes inside their kind of green mist-like forms. All right.
I said, Marlo, it's all you. You take the glowy things, we'll take the skeletons.
Yes.
Okay.
I'm sure our physical attacks are not going to do much against
Protect
This guy over here. You want me to target this guy over here?
that one or this one.
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't see that one.
Yeah, there's 2 of them. Yeah.
All right.
Yep. Protect the Arcanist so she can continue her ritual.
All right. I guess I'll go ahead and.
Yep.
Can I go ahead?
Yep.
Yeah, sure.
And then I'm going after the one in the upper right.
And then I'm going to go push one of the other ones down and back into the ground.
Yeah.
Can I
There's one right in front of you.
first as they're coming up?
Sure.
Yeah, that's what I wanted to do.
Although I'm not very strong, so I don't know how well it's going to work.
Or can you just like jump on them?
Actually, no,
Hop jump.
I'll yell at you, Garrick, push him back in.
Uh,
Don't let him come out.
Yeah, because I go.
You can pull a Mario. You are a frog.
Yeah,
Mario's not a frog.
No, but you jump up. and
like on the turtle.
Oh, yeah.
Boom, boom, boom.
that would be hilarious.
Let's try that.
Yep. You do that, and I'm going after the other one and try to get them
Try to
before
push
they get
it
out.
back to land on its shoulders and push it back down into the ground.
Awesome.
Remember,
I'll go to
you
the
can
one
you can
to the right.
stab them in the head with your daggers as you're jumping on them.
Yeah, so I'll smack him with shoulders with my feet, and then if it doesn't go all the way down, I'll just start smacking it in the head with the dagger. Or at least try to.
Yes.
Okay, so how are you going to do that exactly?
You should get some
It's
style points.
close, so I'm just gonna take a running leap, jump up, and then try to.
The one
Bottom
up,
one. Nope, the bottom one.
bottom one. Okay.
No, that's me, isn't it?
No, that's me.
That's you. Oh, I thought
frog.
we're switched. Okay, I can't see. Okay.
Yeah, you're on the left.
Yes. Okay.
Okay.
So you're going for the one in the back?
Bottom right.
Bottom right.
Going
Okay.
with one bottom right. Okay. Why can I? Oh, am I on the wrong damn layer?
Yeah.
Why can't I interact with anything?
Layers are a struggle.
Oh, okay. So you guys can see all those now? Okay, good.
Yeah.
All right, so you're going for this guy down here. Is that
Yes.
correct? All right.
I'm trying to jump up, land on its shoulders while he's getting out of the. That is 9 fear.
A 9 with fear. So what are you adding to? It's like just trying to do like agility, like
Yeah.
just jump on it. Okay, so
And then if I just land on it and doesn't move anywhere, I'm just gonna try to stab it in the head with
Okay.
a dagger.
so what's your modifier that you're adding to that? I think
And then
finesse or agility or
it
what?
was a finesse.
Finesse.
Do you have any?
So
The only thing is it facing us?
I mean, yes.
Dang it!
Is there-
I would have done that in the see me coming if they didn't.
Yeah.
Yeah, because they were all kind of pulling themselves up at the ground and like looking at where this giant bright
Okay,
spectacle is happening.
so instead,
Nobody expects a giant frog to jump on their head, though.
I'm going to I'm going to
Start playing in the
do.
background.
Oh wait, plus I get
Thriller start playing in
Yeah.
the background.
that was cloaked.
Yeah. Oh, sure. We'll go with that.
He did say he was hiding.
Yep.
So.
For advantage.
Oh wait, no, that's not.
Well, we'll say that you got to make that roll with advantage because of the fact that you're hidden. So what would that make your total?
12
12. Okay. Yeah. So you
or 14.
14. Yeah. Okay. You managed to like jump on top of this skeleton's head, and we'll say that it's like physical damage because you're like literally jumping on its head. So go ahead and roll some damage for this.
12.
12. All right. You run over and just like Mario the shit out of this skeleton, and as it's pushing itself up, you just sort of come and bring all your weight down, like right between its shoulder blades, and you just completely collapse its rib cage back down into the ground, bust it to pieces. Its arms go flying off, and its head just goes rolling off in front of you as you destroy it.
Nice one.
Nice.
All right. And since you rolled with fear, that means it is my turn now. Mm-hmm. So one of these skeletons, it finishes clawing its way up, and it's making its way straight towards Granny, where it's going to roll up on her and attempt to attack Granny. It swipes at Granny, and she's like in the zone, but it just barely misses and like takes a chunk out of her robes, but it seems like it doesn't actually draw blood or anything. And you can just hear us intoning, "Keep them off of me."
Marlo, get that one. I'm going after the one ahead before it gets a chance to act or do anything.
Okay. I'm going to spend another fear to spotlight a different enemy because I've got so much fear to go through here.
Thanks. You?
You're welcome.
Give him a little extra fear.
I would have given him an extra fear when mine did it. But
This skeleton down here, it decides it's going to roll up on this thick-thighed hottie we got over here.
Okay.
So
Are we?
what's up?
Are we like flanking it, or does it run past me to get to her?
It doesn't have to run past you to get there. It has interposed itself basically between the two of you, but it's not paying you much attention. It's almost like it can sense the magic within Marlo and is going after her.
Did it come? Is it within melee range of me?
It is within melee range of you.
Okay, but it hasn't left melee range.
It has not. So it rolls up on Marlo and it's going to try and put the chomp on her because she looks delectable.
All right.
And I will immediately hit it. Flickered.
Yeah.
Oh.
This Adobe reader is not being nice. It refuses to dismiss the stupid AI assistant stuff from the screen. Let's see. I don't think a 6 is going to hit your evasion.
6 does not hit.
All right. So it swings at you and misses. And let's see. I'm going to spend another fear to spotlight another enemy. Because I've got so much fear to burn here.
That's fine, but I'm attacking the one right next to me. But
Okay.
Anyway.
Is it a reaction or?
I can't use my reaction because it didn't leave.
Oh, okay.
Lay with me.
So
I have to wait until I can use my action if someone would quit
Using fear.
using for
this one rolls up on you.
Fearmonger.
This one rolls up on you, Garrick. It looks like it was trying to. It looks like it was trying to get to Granny, but it sort of spotted you out of the corner of its eye, and it just like diverts and comes at you instead, like swinging a rusty, looks like a rusty long sword or something as it's coming at you. Does a 7 hit?
It does not.
All right, so it whiffs. All right, I'll allow this to revert back to you guys for the time being.
Okay, so how many of these bad guys near here are within close range of me?
Well, I've already hit.
The skeletons are all within close range.
All 3 of them? Mm-hmm. Okay, so may I?
So close range is like 30 feet.
Okay, so may I read this one more time?
Well, I thought you were going after the big ones before they got in range.
All targets. This says hits all targets within very close range.
Very close range is like 10 feet.
Would it get the one on the upper right over there?
Yes.
So if you were to step closer,
left.
if you were to move a little bit closer to the Arcanist, we'll say that it could hit all 3 skeletons.
So, second question, it says all targets. Does that mean everybody or just enemy targets?
Within near range.
Well,
Still have to be in
things
the
that
10 foot
I
range.
think it's things that you target. So things you designate as targets, not
If you,
not.
let's see, let me take a look at your
Indiscriminate.
sheet here, and I'll tell you.
It's Rain of Blades. It just says targets
Marlowe.
within very close range.
And which card is this? Rain of Blades?
Yeah,
Yeah.
you got it. Yep.
Spend a hope to make a spell cast roll and conjure throwing blades to strike out at all targets.
I'm assuming you
very
the
close
one who
range.
specifies what the targets
Targets you
are.
succeed against take.
I'll go with that.
Because it's not a.
I don't want to do
It
it.
could be indiscriminate, or it just.
Don't
I mean, I'm going to say that since it says targets, rather,
That's what you designate.
I'm assuming that you're designating it
Okay.
rather than it just being like a fireball.
All right, cool. Then I will do that, hit all the targets. Let me see what I'll do next.
All right.
So,
So you get scooch a little bit closer
that one of
and
your-
try
none
and
of them
blast
are
all of them.
vulnerable.
No, they're not vulnerable.
So I'll do a 1d8, I think it said. A 1d8 plus 2. And then I add 2 over here. And then maybe do something else with the d8. Where there it is. No, that's not the d8. Right there it is.
You're gonna use your thing to.
You can only do.
I want to see. Oh, I got to do the attack roll first, don't I?
Yeah. So
Oh,
do
do I
your
have to
do
do
your
attack
attack roll. With your,
Okay.
Well, no, I was gonna say, are you gonna use your
I want to see what it says first.
the one in the bottom right where it lets you add 2 to your damage or something? I thought.
I thought that's a separate attack. That's a spell. That's a.
Yeah, we'll get to that in a second. So I got a 12 with fear.
12 with
He
fear.
needed more fear. I like, you know what? GM needs more fear. He doesn't have enough.
A 12 hits. Go ahead and roll damage.
All right, so that's just a understand. Okay, so that'd be a 1d8 for all of them, plus 2 here, plus 2 here, and then I'll decide if I want to do the primal origin thing or not.
Oh, that's what I was saying. Each one's an action. You only have one action, right? So.
Primal Origin, I think, is not an action.
Yeah.
It's a modifier.
Yeah, I'm thinking I'm going with modifier.
You can with the Primal Origin, you can when you make a spell attack, you can add a second target,
Yeah.
or you can do plus 2 to your attack roll, or
Oh, but I got to mark a stress.
Yeah.
I do have to mark a stress if I decide to use it. I will probably.
If like I could use
Let me see
my Shadow Stepper and still attack.
All right, and the way I read this is I rolled a 6, and this says a d8 plus 2, so I'm assuming that means an 8, right?
Yes.
And then And then over here, I got +2 on instinct. Does that mean I have the +2 on instinct too?
Does
If that
card
uses
say-
instinct,
does
that
the
does
card say to use instinct?
no. Usually it doesn't add. Yeah, it's a spell by itself.
So targets.
No, it does not.
Targets you succeed against take D8 +2 magic damage.
Yeah,
So it's 1d8 +2 magic damage.
Okay, so now let me take a
eight
look at
magic
my
damage.
primal origin and see if there's anything. Nope, not that one. Nope, not that one. Double the damage of the dice of your choice. I'll take a stress. So that would be 12 plus 2 would be a 14, right?
14
Is that
damage.
right?
Yeah.
Is that right? So they all take 14.
If you take another stress.
And you take
If I take a stress, yeah.
Yeah, so you could do so you could take a stress if you want to do double damage.
Okay. And the way I'm reading this, I would, since I got a 6 here, I'll double that. That'd be 12. And plus 2 from here, so that'd be 14.
Okay.
So they all take 14, and I take a stress.
So what does it look like when you go like supernova here?
Aha. It looks. I love Gallagher with the hammer. So I'm just imagining all these little things just blowing apart like Gallagher hit them with a hammer.
All right, so you managed to blow away all 3 skeletons in one fell swoop.
Is it this? Move this.
So you blow away all of them with this spell, and go ahead and mark. I think you're supposed to mark a stress from using your primal origin, correct?
I did. And I didn't use a hope there. No, I did not use a hope.
No, don't think so.
Just 2 stresses.
Now, there was 2 stresses? I thought it was just 1 stress.
Don't you have to use something to use Rain of Blades?
Rain of Blades causes a
Spend a
stress,
hope.
right?
It does say spend a hope.
Okay, so hope and a stress.
All right.
Yeah.
Okay. I used a hope and gained a stress.
Okay, all right.
So, well, with all the skeletons disappearing, I will.
Well, he rolled with fear, which means that
Yeah.
I know. I'm just.
respect me. So,
So we're just gonna go whiffing through the.
No, I'm just going to take guard in a spot over against the one I see coming,
okay.
so it doesn't approach.
Let's see here.
I'm just curious if we're gonna actually be able to damage it.
Oh, because we don't have magic weapons?
We can damage anything.
If they're in what is it? What is it when you can't, or when they're
They're immune to physical damage.
no, like specters are
Resist.
Incorporeal?
incorporeal, yeah. So where you can.
Quit giving the GM ideas.
Okay,
No.
so why is
We're
it
not giving him ideas.
why is it that I when other people are trying to remember a word,
You
I can
can
remember it
remember
for them, but when I'm trying to remember a word, I can't
can't.
remember it.
Right.
Because that's what happens to everyone. Because when somebody else is trying to remember a word, I usually remember it.
Yeah.
But then when I try to do it, I'm like,
It's a mental block. It just like poofs out of your head. It's just like, it was
poof
right
into
there.
their head.
Yeah. Out of your.
They have to be the one
theirs.
to say it.
Yeah.
Okay, so from the edges of the forest, where you see these sort of incorporeal beings, one of them
You did give him an idea.
one of them points at Marlowe. One of them points at Marlowe, and they're doing this from a distance. There's a 17.
Oh yeah, that hits, yeah.
All
I
right.
should have asked if she had any magic weapons, ranged magic weapons.
Oh yeah. Can we
It
can we do a flashback?
no, that's a different game. That's 15 points of magic damage.
Well, I will go. That's severe. Is what that hits. So I will go ahead and use an armor and knock that down to major.
Okay.
Let me see here. Let me mark my armor. One of those, and then that'll only be
For
2.
potions, if we're using them in the middle of battle, is it a potion basically a turn?
Is it like
Or
a
is it,
react?
can you like chug and then go attack?
Do we have bonus actions and actions in this?
There's no
Not
real
really.
there's no real bonus actions. I mean, you could I'd say it's fair if you could like chug it in while you're running, because I mean, people running marathons do that all the time.
Yeah. Yeah, when they grab the water.
Yep, and then knock all the other waters
Knock
off.
all the other ones off and they grab their own.
Yeah. Oh, excellent sportsmanship. All right, so it goes and it basically it looks like it's reaching out and trying to claw your soul out from a distance.
I got her. I got him. I got no soul.
Yeah, and then
I saw something coming out of your chest.
I'm going to spend. Let's see.
And the monster's like, nope, don't want that. I've decided she's evil. If you haven't guessed.
Wait, what?
Marlowe is not nice.
Yeah.
Oh no.
She's not nice.
The other specter.
That is why my only discussion with you is transactional.
Yes.
Money. I'm here because of money.
Same wavelength here.
The other specter moves closer, and it looks like it draws this kind of ghostly sword, and it just like waves it at you, and you see this like sort of like gets the good Tensho looking ripple of energy come for you, like it's going to try and cleave you with it. But it telegraphs it. I'm pretty sure an 8's going to miss you, correct?
Yeah, as I see it come out, I kind of just bat it away with my hand.
You managed to parry it with your. You managed to parry it, cut through the energy wave with your sword.
Yeah, you do it with your hand.
Yeah.
Wait, where'd my hand go?
You can see that leaves kind of like these these green flames that leave a scorch mark on your sword, and you're kind of glad that you used your sword for that rather than your hand.
Either way, it's
It's cool either way.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
All right, you guys are up again.
And the one that just tried to attack me.
Okay.
All right, you're gonna roll up.
After that breakfast he had, yes, he will.
Yes.
Gotta burn some of them calories.
That's right. Nice.
Is it a fear or hope?
It is with hope.
Yes.
Wow.
So does a 12 hit?
12, huh? 12 just misses.
Wait, can I not?
And you did add your modifier to that, right?
I added, hang on.
Oh, perfect time for the music to kick in there. Yeah. Or did you do that?
I mean, I do kind of have this thing right here.
Cool.
I'm just saying.
Oh, I didn't have to use that yet. Hang on.
So quiet. The suspense.
What's it gonna do? You gotta have. You're a fighter. You gotta have something to add to your hit.
Did any of your experience help?
Oh, good point.
What are your experiences?
That's what I'm looking at.
What are your experiences?
I have to hit him hard would mean I would have. Well, with hit him hard, can I add that to the attack or can?
It adds to the experience.
Yeah, you can use you can spend a hope to add hit 'em hard to it. Sure.
Because experience just adds it to the damage or the attack roll.
Yeah. So if you want to spend a hope, you can add. I'll let you add hit 'em hard, which will give you a +2 to it. So they'll take it from a 12 to a 14, which will hit.
Okay.
Sweet.
Swing really hard.
Yes.
Right. Cool. Yes.
Two-hander.
And so then that puts me at a
14.
D8, 14. D8, and it's an agility attack. Oh, that's an 8 plus 3 plus 2 for agility, so plus 5, so it's 13.
13 damage. Wow.
What are you wielding?
A long sword.
That'll wipe the smirk off his face.
1d8 plus 3 physical damage, so.
Oh, okay.
So,
Okay.
well, wait, so do.
Physical, you say?
Oh, so that's. No, I can't add 5 to it. I can only add 3 because that 3 is counting my agility plus 2 plus 1. But
Lost me.
when your attack damage here.
Attack damage is your...
That modifier is already taken into account, my plus 2. Right.
It doesn't take into account... you don't put that into your attack modifier or your damage modifier.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
It's into my attack modifier, not my damage.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it's just D8 plus 3. So yeah, so that's 11. But I have
Got any other secret tappings you can put on there?
because I have combat training under class features. When you deal physical damage, you gain a bonus to your damage equal to your level. So it's a +1 on top of that. So instead of 11, it's 12 damage.
12. Okay. So you lay into this thing about as hard as you can, but it almost feels like you're hitting a sheet that's been suspended rather than like a solid body. You do connect with something, but it's not the same resistance that you would have expected as if this was a corporeal creature. So you damage it somewhat, but not as much.
It seems like it has resistance to it.
Yeah. So you suspect that these things might be resistant to physical damage.
That's all I have. And after that, I'm going to move just south of it, below it.
Sure.
Also, if it goes towards there, you get an attack of opportunity or whatever. Nice.
Because it's going after Granny, so I don't think...
It is. All right. So he connected and he rolled with hope. So you guys have an opportunity.
Magic.
Okay. All right. I will do that. Same one that he attacked. I'm going.
Take care of the other one.
Well, I was thinking if
we
we
can-
concentrate fire.
No, we can concentrate on that one if you want to try to get the other one.
Yeah.
Okay, I can do that.
I mean,
I
you
think-
also.
It sounded like he was saying use focus fire
Yeah.
to try and take one down as fast as possible.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. When I'm playing games, that's usually what I do. It's usually
can't
my
you
default
still-
strategy.
Yeah, we're just thinking we're not going to be able to get to the other one where you can because you have range.
Well, it's going to close the ground. All
It
right.
has ranged attack too.
All right.
Do what
Yeah.
you want. Do
Yeah.
All right. I'll
You
blast.
also have your. You can attack 2 targets.
If you hit one, you can attack.
Well, we'll see.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You
Okay.
have a versatile
Yeah.
thing.
Let me see what I roll, then I'll decide. All right. So I'm gonna roll attack, and then I'll decide.
Okay, so you're attacking the one on the east side?
Yeah, my plan is attack this one over here on the right hand side from me.
Okay.
All right. If I can hit. Depends. So I got with 8. So I don't have. That's a 10. That's a 10 with hope, unless I want to do something to add more.
I'm a royal mage. I have spellcasting training.
Yeah.
I'm not sure if that's specific enough to be able to apply here.
Not on my watch. It's coming in, and it's going to say not on my watch. I'm going to blast you and add another +2.
Okay, yeah, sure. You can spend a hope for that.
So that's going to be up to 10. That's still, well, let me think about that. Still, okay, 8,
What'd you roll? You rolled
9, 10, that's 12.
No, you need a 14. You would have
13 or 14. Yeah.
Well, let me see. I'm only at 12. Let me see if I got anything else that will
Anything else in the tank?
to the action roll. Okay, so I can add 2 to an action roll with my primal origin, but I can't use any of the other things. That would take me to 14, right? Am I right?
Yeah, so you'd be able to deal damage at least to
Okay,
1.
so that's 14. So that'll make me lose another hope, add another stress.
Okay.
Okay,
This is stressful.
yeah. So I'm blasting that, now I need to do my damage roll, and that's just a 1d8. Like I can't add anything else to it.
All right.
That's it.
You do manage to. It takes everything. It takes every bit of concentration you've got, but you do manage to like guide your magical energies to actually connect with this
And this
this
is
gigantic wraith that's lurking.
It's a 1, isn't it?
yes, it's a 1.
All right. Plus, so what's the total?
1.
You don't have
a
any,
plus.
There's nothing you get to add to that.
No, I used everything I could add.
No, what do you have? A short staff?
No, that's just. Oh, what was I? Oh, that's right. What
What's
was
your weapon?
Oh yeah, I'll use. That's right. Good point. That's a good point.
Dual staff?
I'll use a dual staff. That's a good.
So it's 1d6 plus 3.
Okay,
so
can I?
it's-
That's-
I've already
that's
rolled a
4.
d8. Is it okay to do that?
It's a D6, though, right?
No, I rolled a d8.
He's supposed to be rolling a d6. If
Yeah.
Roll the D6 instead.
All right. That is a 2. And
a little bit better.
yeah, 2's
5.
a 5, and I don't add my instinct. To
No.
it. That's only
Nope.
5. So 5 is all I can do. That's
Okay.
better.
Better than a 1.
That's better. All right.
Okay, so So 5 points of magical damage.
5 points of magic damage. Yes.
All right, so you managed to hit it. It's not a particularly strong hit, but you do manage to boil away some of its ectoplasmic form with that. And
I think I will move. Can I move?
yeah, you can move.
Okay, I think I will move back to make them. So this one's already.
Which direction do you want to move?
I
South?
think I will move back this way, south.
South?
Um,
How far?
So if they want to come after me, they're going to have to close some distance. So as long as I want to be close enough, I can still hit them, but they have to come in to try to hit me. Does that make sense? So I'll say, let's say right here.
So if you want to be within enough range, if they come after Granny or you or one of us, you can
I can
still hit
blast them, but if they want to hit me, they got to close the distance.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you retreat a bit further to the south, and I'm going to go ahead and interrupt the flow by spending some fear, and you guys notice as the ground around you starts to rumble some more.
Again.
Nice.
And some from around the area, some more skeletons begin to emerge. 1, 2, 3, 4 more skeletons begin to claw their way up out of the earth.
Marlo, blast those skeletons again.
We're not close enough to each other.
Yeah.
Oh, we know where they're going.
That's
Yeah.
true.
All right.
Close the distance.
You haven't done anything in a while yet. Were you thinking of doing anything?
Yeah. Well, you interrupted what I was going to do. I guess I can still do
I
it.
mean, I only had like a shit ton of fear for some
I
reason.
know.
I don't know why.
I'm gonna hide behind him.
Seems like a reasonable thing to do.
Oh, I said,
And
I'm
then-
the squishy wizard.
And then I'm going to disappear.
I'm casting a shadow.
Okay.
Yes, exactly. Well, I mean, I think. Well, technically, it's like nighttime, so like
is nighttime.
everything is shadow. I'm just gonna disappear where I was, and then reappear behind. Let's say the guy in the upper right, the one that just popped up.
Okay. That
No,
guy there?
all the way at top right.
Oh, so you were around,
Above.
You're around here. Yeah, you can get there. Sure.
No, I'm gonna use the Shadow Walker.
So he just said, pop out in the shadow.
So I like just drop down into the ground.
Okay, so you mark a stress when
Yes.
you do that. Okay.
Yep.
So you disappear and then reappear behind one of these skeletons that's clawing its way up out of the dirt.
And I might have to do They Don't See Me Coming. Well, we'll see. And then I want to just stab it in the top of the head.
Okay.
Oh, come on. I don't need to use They Don't See Me Coming. That's 21 to hit.
Damn.
Shit. Yeah, that hits.
But it's fear.
Yes.
I know. And then I do. That's a sneak attack.
Kill the
Cloaked when I come out.
skeletons.
That's 7, 9, 10, 11 damage.
Just FYI, sometime soon I'm going to have to pay for the coffee.
Wait. What?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, very good.
He's gonna have to recycle the coffee.
Yes, there you go.
Circle of life.
Yes, the circle.
The circle of life. Let's see these guys. 7/9.
How much damage did I do the first time?
So what?
How much damage did I do the first time?
That you did the first time?
Yeah.
Oh, I have no idea.
All right, so you totally demolished the.
Oh, I shattered
Yeah.
its skull.
Okay.
You totally demolished its skull, and like crush its skull, like crush its vertebrae, and you end up like just dismantling its clavicles and shoulder bones and everything, and it just collapses back into the ground beneath you.
Yeah, somewhere in the neighborhood of 13.
Would I be able to go and stand next to one of the other ones, or no? Too far away?
That you could try and get. You might be able to run down to this one down here.
Yeah.
What about the one at the top? Is he closer to that one, or?
I mean, you could reach this wraith here if you wanted.
I'm at the.
Well, I'm trying to get the.
I'm at the skeleton on the top left over there.
Trying to keep the skeleton's attention because I know they're gonna run straight up to Granny White Flame and try to attack her. Well, that's what they've done.
Right.
That is true.
Unless they see something shiny and then go the other way.
I'll
I'll get at least close. I'll get as close as I can. Yeah.
All right. So you want to get to this one or this one?
Whichever one I can get closer to, so they'll veer off.
All right. You can definitely get down to this guy.
Okay.
Okay.
That's definitely the closest one to you. All right. You trounce a skeleton by doing your Nightcrawler shtick, and I am going to.
And you rolled with hope on that one then?
No, I rolled with fear.
Oh.
I'm very fearful so far.
No.
I'm not very hopeful.
Yeah, let's see. Target. Oh,
And I'm just gonna spend 3 hope right now to do Rogue's Dodge.
what's that do?
I just get +2 to my evasion
Oh, okay.
until the next time an attack succeeds against me.
Oh, that's nice.
That's the only thing I can use hope for right now.
Until the next time an attack succeeds against you.
Yes.
Right? That could take a while.
15.
What's your evasion?
It's 15 now.
I don't know. So you're all the way up to 16 evasion.
All right.
15.
So I'm going.
Oh,
It's 15 now.
I'm going to spend a fear, and as one, all of the skeletons converge on Granny.
Gosh dang it.
Since this one is running past you,
back up there again, yeah.
since this one's running past you, if you want to spend a hope, I'll let you take a swing at it.
I'll spend a hope.
Yeah, but I'm also the only one that. Well, I can't say that.
Probably not. 5, 6, 7, 8. 10 to hit.
That's not quite enough to hit. These guys are pretty easy, but not quite that easy. So you try and swing at it, but you were caught off guard by the fact that all of them just seem to move in unison. So they all converge on Granny. And they seemingly attack as one. And they all you see them all just latch on and are trying to claw at her, and they're ripping and tearing at her robes and slashing at her feet, and you hear her going, ow, 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 and they're wailing away on her. She says, "Little help over here, please. I'm old,
I will.
brittle bones."
I will run up there then. Close the distance. All right. So can I? I don't know how this. Can I chug a potion and attack, or is it one or the other?
Yeah, you can chug a potion while you're jogging up there. Sure.
What are you? Oh.
Well, I've got 3 hit points taken out, so I only have 3 left.
I thought you only took off 2. You took
No.
armor to reduce it.
Yeah, but that gave me 2, and then I got another one. So yeah,
Oh, okay.
You got attacked twice?
I got 3 marked off for some reason. I'm assuming that's right.
Oh, that one.
Oh, that's
spell
right.
at you.
Yeah. All right. So
Yeah.
so I am going to chug it and do a 1d4.
Oh, a health potion?
Yeah.
Okay.
If you get a 4 though, you've.
Chug, chug,
It's fine.
I'm taking it.
chug, chug, chug.
Only got a 1.
All right. That's more than you had before.
All right. So I'll take that off. All right. So that's okay. So now I'm going to do the.
You were moving closer or staying where you are?
No, I'm getting up. I'm gonna do the same thing I did last
Blades.
time.
Yeah,
All right.
I think you're gonna have to step in between those 2 to be able to hit the.
Yeah,
One more.
Yep.
All right.
Well, can I hit them without going between those 2?
What's the range of your thing?
Very close.
Very close. Yeah, you have to step up in between to get very close.
To get all 3, yeah.
All right. Spend a hope to make a spell cast roll and conjure. Okay, so I need to do a spell cast roll.
You got hope?
That's your hope and fear.
Yep. There it is. All right, come on.
Don't. Come on, come on.
Ooh, sweet. 12 with hope plus the
Plus 2 on your card.
14.
Yep, that definitely hits.
So then I do the D8 and then I'll decide from there. Same damn thing. I got a 6 there, so I am going to go ahead and take a stress and double that to 12. So
Nice.
14 again.
14 again.
All right.
You just poof the skeletons again.
All right, so that's another stress.
Okay, let me just.
And you got that with hope this time?
Yeah, got that one hope. Got that one with hope.
All right, so you
add a hope back in.
so you blow away
Add
all
hope
of this.
back in?
When you roll with hope, you gain a hope, right?
Yeah.
Oh, okay, cool.
Yeah.
All right.
So you blow
about that.
you blow away all of the skeletons at once with your power. And let's see, I'm just reading something here. That last one. Okay, as you take down all of the skeletons, you suddenly see like a burst of energy ripple out from Granny White Flame, and the stone like starts glowing like the moon, and the ritual is complete. You see the carriage comes falling down to the ground, and the keystone vibrates with arcane energy. And then as this explosion of energy ripples out from it, you see it strike the two wraiths, and they just seem to like get burned up by this white fire that engulfs them, and they flail about as they're just disintegrated into nothingness. And the last thing you see is their kind of twisted iron crowns fall back to the earth before they burn away as well.
Very cool.
Are the crowns corporeal now? Can you?
Crowns burn away.
Oh, yeah.
now.
No, the crowns just like disintegrate.
Oh, okay.
to the earth.
I thought they.
I was gonna say loot.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, oh, they burn away.
Yeah, and so this open clearing is once more calm and peaceful, and the fog and whatnot that had started to roll in during the fight slowly dissipates, and you just see a beautiful
You hear
starlit sky.
You hear the voice of like the old lady from Poltergeist. It's all clear. What she said when she vanished all this. You don't remember?
I don't remember
I
that.
don't remember. It's been a long time. Anyway, let's take a break here before we all end up getting washed away in a flood of our own energies.
All right.
All right. Let's see, are we ready to go?
Yes.
Yes.
Very well then.
All wraiths and skeletons have vanished from sight.
You're all correct. Let's see. Yes. So as Marlowe's magic delivers the final powerful blow, the ritual ends. The carriage comes falling to the ground as the keystone vibrates with arcane energy. And all at once, with a soundless explosion, there's an eruption from the keystone and the Whitefire Arcanist that dissipates any last enemies who might remain, rendering the glade clear and quiet once again. We fast forward a few hours, and you guys are once again back inside the treehouse. And the keystone now sits suspended carefully above a rumbling fire in her hearth. Granny, who looks even older now than she did before, sits cross-legged in an overstuffed chair, and there's an exhaustion in her voice as she speaks. You fought hard. I'm not surprised, of course. Young Miss Karina, she keeps good company. I'm very glad you were there. Oh, if you want, you're welcome to spend the night here. Feel free to make yourselves at home. But the keystone will probably need a week, maybe a little bit longer, to allow the magic to settle. I'll need to watch it carefully, of course, to ensure nothing cracks or becomes sentient or anything of the like. You know how it is, Marlowe.
Yes, of course.
In the meantime, take your rest in hush, and gather yourselves. Have some nice hot meals. Maybe find yourselves some nice hot company.
We all
But
stare at.
But there is one more thing I have to ask of you, and the view kind of our view pulls out of the Arcanist home, out of the forest itself to view the verdant expanse of the sable wood from above. And you can see in the distance to the southwest a number of stone spires that break through the tree line, each with a flame flickering within a tower-like beacon. These mark the hard border between the real world and the true Feywild itself, as opposed to this cusp that you're in here in the Sablewood. And Granny White Flame continues, "There's a spire just west of here, maybe a few hours' walk. I felt it on the way to the ritual, but its power was strange. The light from it felt weaker than it should have been. I think something might be terribly wrong with the spire keeper there, and I fear what would happen if that flame was extinguished altogether. When you're ready, come back and I'll give you my map so you can make it there safely. It is good to have heroes in the Sablewood once again." And that's where this adventure is supposed to end.
Okay. But
My fee is going to increase if we come back.
But
we
It's
it's
like-
somebody to pay it. Don't worry.
it's like part 1 where you left it on a cliffhanger, so there may be a sequel.
Yeah, so there might be a sequel if we decide to do that. But after about a week's time hanging out in Hush, you guys get to take part in that.
Full rest, etc.
Yeah, you guys get to take part in that Moss Festival. What was it called? Oh yeah, the first Moss Festival. You guys get to take part in that. Get your armor all fixed up and you know, and your cod piece polished as necessary. Eventually, once the keystone and its magic has settled and is in the proper place, you guys make your way back out of the Sablewood to Kincaranach. And you can see as you're re-entering the city that there's like a tapestry that's been hung over where the dryad-faced keystone would normally be. So it was obviously covered up in its absence. As you ride underneath of it, looking up, you can see that there's an enchantment or something else that's a temporary enchantment that's still holding there, keeping the arch stable in its absence.
I'll explain that.
And you make your way back to Dryad Hill, which is the home of the rulers of the city, the Rowan dynasty, and Duchess Karina there, and she says, "Oh well, Marlo, it's good to see you've returned. Did you and your attachés encounter any trouble?"
Not very much trouble. Nothing that we cannot easily handle.
I knew I
It was a
Had
lot
every
of
right-
trouble.
It was a lot of trouble for the small frog. But
Oh,
the
well.
rest of us were able to handle it.
Oh, he's
I mean, you guys lost almost all your health, so there is that.
Everyone does that once in a while.
He says, "Well, I see. You look like you're none the worse for wear. So I suppose you've earned your reward, my little froggy friend. So, your slate is wiped clear as we had agreed upon, and why don't you take this chest with you as a show of my gratitude?" And you see the butler from before, Giles. This big. He looks like an oversized dwarf with kind of a hunchback, but his biceps are like fucking this, and he reaches out and on a platter that he's holding with one hand, he prefers this chest to you, and the chest is about like probably like this.
I remember how he lifted up the horse. I'm like, I'm gonna use two hands.
You use 2 hands. Go ahead and give me a strength check.
You can do it.
14, 13.
13. You think maybe it would be a better idea if you just opened it and took the bags out of it and sort of like spread the weight out a bit on your person, because it's quite a lot of gold. It's been a while since you've had this much gold. And Karina looks at Garrick and kind of looks him up and down and says, "And what had you had in mind for your reward, Sir Garrick? Further employment here, or possibly a commission? Or is it simple gold that your heart desires?"
I desire something that would allow me in my adventures and looking out for others to better protect myself and them.
So perhaps an enchanted shield or armor, is that what you had in mind?
Armor, yes.
All right, I'll see to it that my smiths come up with something that fits your specifications.
Thank you.
And Marlowe, did you desire a vacation or anything of the sort? You've done well.
I think Marlowe would probably be interested in something that gives her more status and power within the court.
Oh, power hungry, are you? Well, I can certainly appreciate that. I do know an archfey or two who might be willing to make a deal with you if you decide to go that route. But in the meantime, I have a certain book that I think you might very much like to read.
Thank you.
Of course. All right then. Well, I think it's about time that we had ourselves a little bit of refreshment, and you guys end up going off into the dining hall to have some refreshment, and you end up getting. When you get in there, you find that there's a couple little blonde girls who seem to have been waging war against a pile of pastries in there. And when the two of them see you, they just look at one another and they're like, "We've been made, book it!" And the two little blonde girls, they look like they're probably about like 12 years old.
Twins.
Twin little blonde girls. They just hightailed, and Auntie Karina's, she just says, "Alis, Alexis? Oh, when your parents get home, I'm washing my hands of the two of you." And that's where we'll go ahead and end our inaugural session of Daggerheart.
Cool.
Nice.
Enjoyed it.
Yeah.
That was awesome. Yes.
I had fun too. I kind of like this.
Yeah.
We level up.
Yes, you guys would level up after this, indeed.
Is there a reason for us to level up?
I mean, there
I
is
think
the...
I think if we did anything else, we would go through a proper character creation,
Yeah.
because we'd want to
Add one
be able
more.
to include everyone else in the group, obviously.
Yeah.
But
And to be able to create our own character.
and that. But yeah.
So,
Oh, and Marlowe is sort of the girl's tutor.
Okay. So what was in the book? You
Um,
know, or were you just making that up?
It was an arcane tome that would have contained whatever like domain cards you would be picking.
Oh, okay. Gotcha.
So, yeah.
Gotcha. Cool.
So
So you
maybe
got
some of which-
anything.
Yeah, got anything I wanted? No.
maybe some that would be from domains that you wouldn't normally have access to.
That's cool.
There you go.
Yeah. So a bit of multi-classing, not multi-classing.
I like it.
Yep. All right, cool. Well,
putting the-
I guess I will go ahead and stop the recording here so that any personal conversations with mine I don't have to spend an hour editing out next time.
Yeah, you don't have to worry. Aligning all my dice just perfectly.
It's really pretty, actually. It's really very pretty. All right. Cool. Bye, Internet.
Goodbye.